Well, it's a sad day today. Astro DJ did point out that there would be some violence and dark times, and we've just heard of Charlie Kirk's death. And Charlie was mentioned, the name Charlie was mentioned in Astro DJ with the death. So they do try and warn us, but there's not a lot we can do about it except make sure that we don't walk away when somebody needs us to stand up. Don't turn your back on people when they need you to stand up and be counted. There's also been many unexplained deaths in Germany with a certain political party. So, dark times. That's all I'm going to say about that, because it'll probably get me sent down. The song is, strangely, Let's Get It On, whatever that means to you. I can't remember who it's by. Seventh house, then, of justice, fairness, Aries of passion and protection and what's right, and Pluto, the unknown. So, seventh house is justice, which is the 11th card in the tarot. So, well done, Spirit. It's about partnerships, it's about colon, it's about prostate, the loins, the marital home, justice, fairness, balance, the law. So let's see. Aries is about war. So we'll see where this text is. Let's get it on, it says. So let's get it on. Let's do this. So whether we like to hear it or not, free speech is dead in England. And if I disappear again, like I did last time and I had to start again, you know why. Because I will stand up and I will say what I believe, and people don't like it. So, here we go. Dark times. It's always darkest before the dawn. So then we have Casey and Daniel that I know of connected to this card, but you may know others that are born on that date, live at that number, or it's an occasion, an event in your diary. Could be as simple as this table that you sit at for dinner, if you're going out for a meal. Could be the bus that you ride in the morning, and number 11. But it is neutral today because it's today's card unless it comes out again. First card out is the Death. There it is in a sweet spot. An injustice has taken place. There is no fairness, there is no balance. So 9 years. Even if you stand alone, you must stand on your own 2 feet. 1st of March, or anybody born in the year of the rabbit, could be important. Total independence within or without partnerships, relationships is needed, because this is a nightmare situation. You're running out of options, or you have to narrow down your options. Spirit are going to give you a gift, an opportunity that you must grab with both hands. A new business, a new home, a new life, a proposal within a year will pay off, because you have the moral high ground. This is an injustice. It's time to move on from troubled waters to calmer ones. Travel across water, perhaps. No action is being taken. Because there is wealth to be had. So high maintenance, especially females. Leo energy. So no major arcana said except today's. So we go within and come home to who we truly are. We stop wasting our breath, our time on people that are never going to listen. We remove ourselves and return home. We release this heavy burden. Stop carrying this burden for others. There will be an apology. Slow and steady wins the race. Your finances, career, life will improve, but slowly and steadily. Yeah, we are growing as a person, as a soul, but out of pain. Mothers, mother-in-laws, mothers of our children, 3 and 30. Venus, the boar and the bull, so the year of the ox as well. Taurus, the neck and throat. Friendships, merging of 2 families, growing. Pregnancy for some. Love in its very early stages, or unconditional love for a child. Somebody seeking unconditional love. But there is someone wearing masks here. We took them off yesterday, but today we've got them back on. Criminal activity, lies, deceit and theft. Somebody that doesn't hold the tools because they are putting their mind to evil things. Black magic. Mind games, theft, deceit and lies. And there she is again. So we have all the cards that we need. So this person that is all about finances is now the drama queen. We have Gemini there, we have twins, we have hands, arms, shoulders, we have siblings, we have schools. This Leo or female, the names Lily, Daisy and Rose could be important. Also Bonnie, Dennis, Langford, Waterman and William. She will scream and scream and scream until she's sick if she doesn't get things her way. Or his way if it's a Leo. So it all depends. Because they're living in the past where things were easier and they don't intend to move forwards. They don't want to move forwards. They're stuck in the past. You have to stop crying over spilt milk, build a bridge and get over it. The future's not promised. The past is over. It is time to be. But the financial and grounded things, that material things can give you, 10 years, is what's the problem in this situation. It's all about the money. 2 tens, 2 endings. It got as good as it was going to get, and it's not going anywhere. You have to grow through the pain and end this. Without lies, without mind games, without deceit or theft. Criminal activity. 1 and 28. Martin, Doris. 3 and 30. Greg, Elaine, Natasha, Joshua, Abigail. The answer is yes to any question that you might have in your mind. 9 months, something is being conceived, possibly a child. Yeah, somebody thinks they've got you over a barrel with financial, emotional, spiritual blackmail. You have a decision to make. Right now you may not be sure of all the facts, or be in denial, or trying to protect others. Mercury retrograde. So you're overthinking it, stuck in that mental prison of your own making. Depression, anxiety, mental illness. A new home, a new life, a wedding perhaps. A celebration. You need a new team. The green light of go from spirit. When you do, like they said, this will pay off within a year. But it isn't over yet. We have many things to complete. 21. Travel delays, especially, and it is a global issue. Another 5, so change needs to take place emotionally and financially, because there's a lack here. There's a hole in the pit of your stomach that you cannot fill. It's those beds in gilded cages. You have everything you need, but there's still something missing. And it's time for you to come home to who you truly are. Declare your truth and stand in it. Stop wasting your time and breath banging your head against a brick wall, which is what I feel like I'm doing sometimes. So, 7th house, partnerships, marriages, the lines, relationships, matrimony, unity, other people. Be careful of projecting your thoughts and feelings onto others. Public enemies and lawsuits. The 7th house is where we seek feedback to reinforce the sense of self as reflected back through the eyes of another. This is why it is the house of open enemies as well as partnerships. We may project our expectations or fears onto others, seeing qualities in them that they may not necessarily have. It may be that what we seek in a partner is what we need to feel complete, and as such is an indication of what still has to be owned in ourselves. So that's how you grow, is realising that you're looking for something in them that isn't there. It is within yourself. Aries in Pluto. Sorry, it's not Pluto, it's Uranus, rebellion. Blimey. Yeah, it's coming then. This placement is a loose cannon, original, unpredictable, disruptive and independent. And there we have it, the independent ones. It indicates great personal ingenuity and a tendency to seek change regardless of the cost, and that's where we've got to. People have realised that it's going to cost them a lot, but it is worth it. And Charlie, bless him, gave the ultimate for what he believed. The letter B. It is actually that way. I don't know why they always put it upright, because it's on the side. It's about birth, fertility. We are birthing a new era into being, but the old era hasn't gone yet. This is about your personal growth. There she is. Your liberation, regeneration, your power, your light, your renewal, your promises of a new beginning and growth. There's the new beginning. Take the opportunity and run with it. The name Beth, it is the birch tree. And it is 18. The living things, all living things. And number 18. The Twin Towers, which is today, which I forgot about with Charlie's death, but anybody that's lost somebody in the Twin Towers, we remember always. Bacana, the Swan. So this could be to a widow or a divorcee of someone that passed in the Twin Towers or on that day, or because of that day. There's no fruit here, so there's infertility for some. Yet without seed it brings forth shoots, for it is generated from its leaves. So you have grown. Splendid is its branches and gloriously adorned, a lofty crown. So we're still talking about the crown and our good Queen Elizabeth. So Beth is a derivative of Elizabeth. This rune is feminine in nature and has connotation with motherhood. So there we go again, the mum. Mum is here. She is protective, seen in the shape of the broom, which suggests breasts. Its animal symbol includes the bear, which is Virgo, and the graceful swan, which is Aquarius. In human terms, wise women, herbalists and healers are also indicated. However, the name of the rune Bacana also means birch tree. Although it also has a symbolic link with fir trees of all types, the rune's association with growing things as it connects with agriculture, as does the Venus card there. So, this is about the stories of several Norse goddesses. Prominent amongst these is Frigga, the goddess of the spinning wheel, so the number 10, and the wife of Odin, Wednesday, yesterday. So the number 12 and the number 10, who have been previously encountered. For those in labour or caring for infants, of marital fidelity and family harmony. Fiercely protective of her own children, she nevertheless found time to care for offsprings of others too. So you may be a teacher, a childcare worker, whatever. In others, her aspect is that of Brecta. She guarded the souls of the young children. It is interesting to note that in the past, if marriage ceremonies were thought to be too expensive, the union could still be recognised of prospective bride. So someone may be getting married after becoming pregnant, but eloping. The symbol of the birch twig broom leads us to medieval traditions of witchcraft, because in old stories a witch and her broom were rarely parted. It may be that the brooms did indeed play a role in half-remembered matriarchal pagan cult that survived. So the wedding is there, we've got it there. It's also reminding you of the healers and the midwives, the witches that were burnt, that were actually healers, because the doctors feared anybody could be called out. It was a witch hunt, and that is not what we want right now. That is why people are dying, because people are accusing others of being something they are not. Bacana is the rune of new beginnings, which we've got with the Ace of Pentacles. It indicates good news, a birth, fertility in times of family rejoicing, such as a wedding. This rune links with the birch tree in particular and in agriculture in general, shows that time of personal growth is on the way. This may involve material, domestic, or by far most likely spiritual affairs, because Bacana is associated with your intuition, the higher self, and the soul's purpose on this earth. As a more specific indicator, Bacana suggests that a new project, the opportunity that's coming your way, is getting off the ground, but will need rigorous care and attention for it to thrive. Much as a human infant needs the loving care of its mother in order to thrive and develop. Traditionally, Bacana relates to women's issues, particularly feminine health. So as with the lads with the colon, with today's card, the women check your breasts, do an examination while you're in the shower or whatever, and the care of infants. In its upright position, the rune can be regarded as a good omen that denotes proper growth and development. If it is about health problem, the appearance of Bacana symbolises natural regenerative powers and a raising of the spirit, as a sense of well-being will return. So try not to worry. for number 10, what did I say? So number 10 is massively important. And I cannot for the life of me remember why now, but I did mention it in 10 and 12, didn't I? The wrong book. Venus, which we've got there, Saturn, the truth, and Mars that we've got there with Aries. So the truth must be spoken, but it may cause a war. So speak it with love. Hellebore is potent poison, warning us of nature by burning the mouth when consumed. So something leaves a bad taste in your mouth, a bitterness, and burning skin when the sap is touched. This quality indicates its power as a powerful and caustic force, setting boundaries and offering protection, and that's what we must do. Set our boundaries and offer protection to others that are not as strong as us. In an incense, it is used to consecrate Saturn's talisman for calling the powers of Mars. In folk magic, hellebore would be used ritually to protect our cattle from the malign influences. Despite this, hellebore is also a plant associated with witchcraft and the witch goddess Hecate. We are at a crossroads, and Ceridon, you cannot leave it to others like she did. That's where the problem lies. The root is most often used in necromancy to gain knowledge of the inspiration of the unseen forces of the dark. These qualities are lent by its less obvious feature. It blooms in the wintertime, often under the snow, giving its name the Christmas rose, and its growing nature is often at the edge or within a forest boundaries, though it can also take full light. Helleborus orientalis blooms closer to Easter and is the name of the Lenten or Easter rose, despite hellebore being of the buttercup family, not the rose family. So again, rose. But it could also be that you have a cow called Buttercup for all I know. The ground up root of hellebore is sprinkled in a circle around oneself for invisibility, and someone here either wants to be invisible or feels invisible. The deeper mystery of hellebore is the darkness, the subtle and stillness of the silence. Its healing magic is for those who feel like they are unseen and invisible, unloved or underappreciated. It aids any solitary healing process where we have to be alone with our pain, grief and hurt, where we must find the love of the divine, of the goddess, on our own. Hellebore can help us feel protected during our healing, but also assist us in dealing with feelings of isolation. Through our pain, we can awaken to a deeper level of mystical awareness. It is in the upright, so hellebore is found in a reading when we need alone time, to be unseen, unheard, to reflect upon our own path and our own life. The spirit is gazing off in her own direction, unconcerned about us, doing her own work, and hellebore teaches us how to do the same. We might need to set boundaries of our alone time more aggressively, as others could impede and pressure us to support their need. When we are alone and unseen, we will bloom. So stand on your own 2 feet, and the vultures, there they are, the vultures are coming. 14. And asphodel, there will be an upheaval. There it is. The vulture and asphodel indicate unforeseen upheavals leading to grief, mourning or regret. The vulture is often associated with death, but it plays an important role in our ecosystem. Its consumption of carrion, the decaying flesh of animals, prevents the spread of disease. Relatedly, in Greek myth, asphodel was said to grow in the underworld, and to the Victorians it sent a tragic message. My regret follows you to the grave. Often what follows upheaval looks like ruin, and it's tempting to clear the rubble and start again. The vulture reminds us that there is value in what's been lost. Take time to grieve before you rebuild, lest you harbour regrets. A trauma has occurred, and you need to grieve. Cleanse your wounds carefully before you attempt to move on. So wait. How do you experience grief? How do you redefine yourself after this upheaval? So standing on your own 2 feet is a big issue. Let's see. We're not going to bugger about. We'll just shuffle them once. And there it is. Number 23. The inner conflict. It's about your morality, your conscience, and your choices. So we all have those 2 dragons within us, and it's constantly fighting the light and dark. We need both, but they have to be in balance. The one you feed is the one that will win. So if you're feeling negative, you must begin to look at the positives in your life. I will put a picture of these because I think we're going to run out of time. But the Dragon's Duel takes place at the proverbial fork in the road. We already spoke about Hecate. It's both ally and challenger at once. It represents the tensions of opposites. Even though the truth is that we live in unity, we experience the duality of faith and doubt, love and fear, right and wrong, black and white. This aspect of your current experience asks you to accept that although you may be going one way, another should be calling to you to change direction. Now is the time to inquire whether it's your ego or your soul that is leading you. There are always choices in life. Decision making also solves your inner conflict. If you're torn between 2 dragons, the one you choose to feed will be the one that wins. Which is it? If it doesn't serve